sometimes you don't want to know what athletes think about things. And in this case, that was uh, the kicker for the Kansas City Chiefs, Harrison. Is it Butker
But
or
it is Butker.
it's
It
Butker?
is, yeah, and I was very well aware of him before this speech and always was rooting for him because of that last name. As someone whose last name is Gailey, I see a Butker and I go, I know middle school was tough for you. And so I was like, I'm on Butker's side until I heard Butker utter one word.
And now, were you aware that he was kind of reactionary before this, or does that not really matter? Or
I'm not particularly a Chiefs fan. I'm an Indianapolis Colts fan.
got
And
it?
so I do try and practice something that like I've termed as conscious fandom, where it's like, yes, I know the NFL is at its core bad. And it is causing brain damage to people. And so what I'm gonna do is try and uplift the athletes that are a part of it that I think are really positive for the world.
Sure.
The Indianapolis Colts have an entire activation that they constantly do about mental health called Kicking the Stigma, because our
Nice.
own billionaire owner suffers from addiction and mental health issues. And so that is something that I try and celebrate. And when guys do really positive things out in the community, celebrate.
Mm-hmm.
And when there are negative bad things happening, also holding those people accountable and saying this is not right, because I am being a fan of something that I know is inherently not great. So you do kind of need to be like tapped into what's happening in it to try and elevate the good and,
Sure.
bring down the bad.
Yeah, no, I like that. I support that. I appreciate that. I mean, this speech went pretty viral, obviously for all the wrong reasons. He spoke for, good God, 20 minutes, and he spoke
Mhm.
at Benedictine College in Kansas City, or I don't know if it's Kansas City or Big Kansas. No, Kansas City is in the other, you know what I'm saying? The other,
Missouri. It's
in
so
Missouri.
confusing. But
It's
then there
very,
is also
how do
can
put it?
I know.
But it's a Kansas college, Benedictine College, and he spoke about a lot of different things. One of which I thought was very funny, was like kind of like, why don't we respect priests no more? Um,
Mhm.
because they've been touching kids for decades.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah. Priests like
He
sort of brought this on themselves. So
Yeah, you don't look up to the priest in your neighborhood anymore for a reason. But he also talks about like the one of the biggest Catholics, Joe Biden, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, shitting on him, shitting on obviously COVID-19 vaccine
he
mandate.
called Pride Month a month of sin. I
Fun.
believe he took issue with IVF and
Yep.
surrogacy, which even the state of Alabama decided to bail out of. So he really it was definitely the clip of him speaking about women and women being called to work in the home as the greatest vocation that they could be called to. That was really what sort of went viral. But he was an equal opportunity shit stirrer
He
and
really was.
mudslinger.
It was
Yes.
so boring though. Like yes, there was an equal opportunity and all of the other things, but this I think was a distillation of sort of the shittiest remarks and what Meg is referring to.
On an amazing accomplishment. For the ladies present today,
For the ladies, that's my favorite. Like ladies, Meg, just opening with ladies. And Megan, you're a comedian, so you know when someone's like this lady comic, or are there like
Yeah.
anyone who says ladies is just like, if you're not offering me free drinks immediately
Mhm.
after this, I
Mhm.
don't want to hear you say ladies in this
I
way.
also don't like females.
No, females is like, what are we, like a breed of
Yeah,
a,
I
are we
take offense
breeding?
to females too.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't it's okay. But that's what's hard to be like a lady comic, female comic, women
Yeah.
comic.
Just comic. I'm fine with just comic.
This comic is good. Okay, so to the ladies who are graduating here.
Mhm.
today, congratulations on an amazing accomplishment. You should be proud of all that you have achieved to this point in your young lives. I want to speak directly to you briefly because I think it is you, the women, who have had the most diabolical lies told to you. How many of you are sitting here now, about to cross this stage, and are thinking about all the promotions and titles you are going to get in your career? Some of you may go on to lead successful careers in the world, but I would venture to guess that the majority of you are most excited about your marriage and the children you will bring into this world.
Okay, there is
As a baby cries.
There's a baby crying in the back. There is a mom currently going like, no, absolutely not.
There's a baby going, don't do it.
Yeah, bitch.
I can tell you that my beautiful wife, Isabel, would be the first to say that her life truly started when she began living her vocation as a wife and as a mother.
Speak for her, please.
I'm on this stage today and able to be the man I am because I have a wife who leans into her vocation. I'm beyond blessed with the many talents God has given me, but it cannot be overstated that all of my success is made possible because a girl I met in band class back in middle school.
Oh, and then he gives a very blubbery ode to her. A girl you met in band class in middle school, meaning you've had one sexual partner, probably.
Well, we don't know that. We don't know that. As the streets are talking. And,
are the streets talking?
Oh yeah. There's multiple videos that have gone viral claiming that he had sex with male cheerleaders when he was at Georgia Tech.
Woo! Okay.
Which is not something that, like, you know, listen, I am not from the camp of like, let's out people. Sure. But when you are aggressively saying that people's lifestyle is
slathering your bullshit morals all over everybody.
Yeah. And like, honestly, if you want to have sex with male cheerleaders, like, I think that's awesome. Sometimes so do I. So like, Harrison, we align, I guess. I guess from watching that, I do think he really loves his wife. So
sure. Like,
there's
can't you just make this about your wife?
Yes!
But he's like the diabolical lie, but doesn't really get to the lie. He's implying that the lie is that a job will make you happy. Job. That this is, but actually, chicks really know that like getting married, you know, like I feel like he was like really close to just like singing the wedding march.
It's really so absolutely insane. Men can be homemakers. Being called to be a homemaker, whether it's by a higher power or literally because childcare is too expensive, we all deeply value and know is an extremely difficult job and wonderful, but also women, all people are capable of being parents and pursuing something outside of being parents that fulfills them and makes them happy.
Yeah. Also, rumor has it that not really a rumor, his mom is a physicist who is also a professor.
Yes. So I think maybe he's just mad at his own mom, and maybe didn't want to be a latchkey kid, but like that doesn't mean you need to make this entire college feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, like what are you mad about, bro? Like this is just so weird. And then speaking of anyone can be obviously a homemaker, a parent. So not that look, he's just about as relevant, if not more so, as Harrison Butker, but Eddie Vedder was in Vegas the other night and took this moment he was like calling out his bandmates, and what, as you do. And he went into this like Harrison Butker takedown. It was amazing.
The singer Jessica and the keyboard player Patty, they must not have believed that diabolical lie. That women should take pride in taking a backseat to their man. Okay, I get that could be for some people, and there should be pride in homemaking, whether you're a man or a woman. It's a maybe one of the hardest jobs, and you should definitely take pride in it. But you shouldn't not follow a dream because you think that is the more that you're going to benefit by giving up your dreams. I couldn't understand the logic, so I'm questioning it in public right now. It's not a graduation speech, but it's a full house in Las Vegas. So I want to see how you felt.
So I really love that. He does the thing that like rockers do, which is kind of like not really know what they're saying and drone on. And but it's like Madonna in between songs where you're like, shut up.
I think he was more entertaining and concise than most stand-up right now. So I think he's doing fine.
That's so true. And like to hear, I fucking love Eddie Vedder. I love Eddie Vedder. And to hear him also like, he's always been politically relevant and had his like finger on the pulse. And like, it's just nice that like, there are still some people who were cool then, are cool now, can change with times, like will always be grunge in a way. And so there he was basically like, yeah, I don't think that you have to give up on your dreams, and anyone can be a homemaker and something you should be proud of. It's a hard job. And just like, I love you. It's a real man. And I do feel like if grunge rock were more prominent now, we would have less like sad Andrew Tate thirsty boys who are maybe secretly sleeping with cheerleaders.
Yeah, I wonder what they listen to. That's a really good point.
Well, they now they're like, oh, I got to rediscover Kanye, you know?
Oh, okay. All right. I guess that makes sense.
Or like Toby Keith.
Are we talking early Kanye? What are we talking here?
I don't know. I stopped listening all the time. The shit that I stopped listening to. They're like into Drake now. Oh. But there you have it. There you have it. Harrison Butker, stick to sports. I think I hear kicking is the hardest job. I don't know much about football, Megan, but apparently isn't the kicker the highest paid and most difficult job on the field?
Listen, kicking can win and lose you games, but there's a reason Patrick Mahomes says that he never talks to this man. And this is a functioning, successful team. As I tweeted last week, Harrison Butker can't even blame CTE. His brain is actually intact, and these are his choices without there being any trauma done to it.
What's going on, Frantifa? If you haven't already, subscribe to this channel right now. Hit that button. And also, you can become a patron and support the show every single week. Get access to bonus episodes and exclusive merchandise. Patreon.com/Bitchuation Room. Do it.